The same day repeated for 1,000 years. Wu Chen said, "Since we are all on the same side here, I'll cut to the chase. Sis Rong will pull her assets away from Ding family-related business." And 1 hour later, Guru Weibo said, "Mr. Wu's plans are quite meticulous, all right. I'll make a call and tell 2 people to bring the files here." Old Mao said, "Have a seat, Mr. Wu and Miss Wu. I'll take a smoke with Brother Gu." Wu Yurong remarked, "You brought me a business partner without saying a word. How efficient." Wu Chen asked, "Dissatisfied?" As Wu Yurong played with his legs, she moved closer to Wu Chen and said, "Satisfied? I am too satisfied. How would you like me to thank you, my little husband?" Wu Chen responded, "What are you talking about? It's all part of my plan. It's just, you were lucky to know me at this moment." Wu Yurong looked at him, stood up and said, "Spare me your lies." She then sat on Wu Chen's lap and said, "You did this for me. Just admit it." She leaned closer and whispered, "All for me, Little husband, do you plan to let Guru Weibo know about our relationship?" Wu Chen replied, "It's not that we can't let him know. It's just that there's no need to break it to him. Of course, it's fine even if he learns about it." As Wu Yurong kissed Wu Chen's chin and bit his neck, she teased, "Is that so, naughty boy? Or are you actually afraid that the leak will affect you and Li?" Guru Weibo was stunned and couldn't move. He said, "Mr. Wu, I made the call." Thinking to himself, I wasn't seeing things wrong. She's with Wu Chen? Is this the Wu Yurong I know? At a certain ball, I saw with my own eyes that people who spoke with my father as equals did their best to please Wu Yurong. Even my uncle once said, if Wu Yurong were willing to marry him, he would divorce his wife immediately. Such a woman. How did she end up with Wu Chen, who is only 22 years old? A man who can handle Wu Yurong must be extraordinary and terrifying. Now I understand Tai's words. Guru Weibo then said, "Mr. Wu, Miss Wu, we've been talking so much that we almost forgot about our meal. Are you hungry? I'll call the server to bring us the menus." Wu Chen answered his phone, put it on speaker and said, "Hello? Ruobing, what's up?" Guru Weibo thought to himself, Tai's sister, Mr. Wu's true girlfriend. But the mistress he's with is right beside me. Also, what does he intend by putting it on speaker? Is he involving me and Tai in this? If we really talk about it, what should I say if Sis Bing asks about me? Li Ruobing said, "Are you still busy? Aren't you going to tell me what you're doing in Modu? Tai can know, but I can't." Wu Chen replied, "I'm busy. Let's talk later." Li Ruobing questioned, "At this hour, what are you busy doing?" "A woman?" Wu Yurong interjected, "Is it Miss Li?" Guru Weibo was shocked again and thought, what is she doing? Is she declaring war with the proper girlfriend? Li Ruobing continued, "Wu Yurong is with you. She went to Modu with you." Wu Yurong responded, I called her over for some serious business. Want to talk to her?" Guru Weibo thought to himself, why is Mr. Wu adding to the chaos? Is this not chaotic enough already? This is worse than being caught cheating myself. Li Ruobing, frustrated, thought to herself, he said it's business, serious business. What can I do? Of course I'll forgive him. Li Ruobing then said, "Fine, do your business. I'll wait for you." Wu Chen replied, "All right, Boss Gu, order the dishes. We'll discuss things as we eat." Guru Weibo immediately responded, "Yes." As Guru Weibo walked away, he thought to himself, it's ridiculous they didn't fight. Sis Bing can tolerate her man having another woman? Or could it be that Sis Bing cannot control Mr. Wu either? To handle both Li Ruobing and Wu Yurong simultaneously, how powerful must you be? Such an extraordinary man. I admit defeat. Guru Weibo then presented some documents, saying, "Mr. Wu, this is all the information I obtained from investigating Ding Rulong after years of competition. All the companies under him, stock holdings, fund transfers, it's all here." Wu Chen said, "In this part, there will gradually be people who rapidly sell their stocks and split from the Ding family. Use agents to buy the Ding family's certain companies' stocks separately and make contact with some small shareholders in secret." Wu Yurong thought to herself, as long as the stock held reaches a certain ratio, we can directly take over the company. Guru Weibo considered, this is like a robbery. Fortune favors the swift. With my family background, Lady Wu's connections, and the intel provided by Mr. Wu, we cannot afford to miss any of the three. But with all three present, it's impossible for us to lose. The most crucial point now is the stock ratio of the Ding family company we've acquired. Wu Chen said, now that it's almost over, let's continue our business and discuss the stock ratio distribution between our companies. Guru Weibo was stunned and exclaimed, I knew it. Guru Weibo then stated, this is what I think. Mr. Wu, first, we need to set aside 5% of profits. We'll need people who want a share of the pie. And Mr. Wu and Lady Wu, you'll take 60%. Wu Yurong thought, I thought Boss Gu would only give me 40%, never expected. Wu Chen said, so Boss Gu will have only 35%. Guru Weibo replied, I'll think of it as making a friend with Mr. Wu. Wu Chen concluded, Boss Gu is truly unreserved. Here's to rolling fortunes and a happy partnership. After dinner, in the bedroom, Wu Yurong said, we talk for too long, it's annoying. Lie down, my little husband. Let me take care of things myself this time. She sat on Wu Chen, letting out soft moans. A few seconds later, she said, oh, I need to take another bee bath. Wu Chen watched as she walked away. Just then, Li Ruobing called Wu Chen. Are you done with work? She asked as Wu Chen continued to watch Wu Yurong walk away. I just finished, Wu Chen replied. You haven't rested yet? Have you been waiting for my call? Li Ruobing sighed. I'm still at the company working overtime. I'm not going back tonight. You're working that hard? Wu Chen asked. Yeah, I'm exhausted. Can you tell me what you're doing in Modu now? Li Ruobing inquired. Wu Chen explained to himself that he had arranged for Wu Yurong and Guru Weibo to work together to hunt the Ding family's external assets. Li Ruobing responded, she's lucky to be working with you. You're bringing her billions in profit. Wu Chen teased, wow, my dear Miss Li, it's not like you to be so jealous. As Wu Yurong returned to bed and began playing with Wu Chen while he was still on the phone, Li Ruobing thought to herself, is Wu Yurong right next to him? I won't let her have her way. I'm not jealous, Li Ruobing retorted. Are you trying to rile me up? Once you're back in Donghai, you'd better be ready for how I'll treat you. Treat me? Like last time? Wu Chen replied, grinning. Now you've got me looking forward to it. Shameless, Li Ruobing muttered. Jokes aside, she continued, let's talk business. Ding Ruilong called me this afternoon, saying he'll come to Donghai to apologize in person. Did he specify a time? Wu Chen asked. No, she answered. Fine. I'll return to Donghai in 2 days, Wu Chen decided. All right, you should rest. I'll get back to work, Li Ruobing said, ending the call. Wu Yurong, now touching Wu Chen's skin, asked, Ding Ruilong is coming to Donghai. What do you plan to do? Something interesting, Wu Chen replied. And how will Li Ruobing treat you? Something interesting as well? Wu Yurong pressed. Something interesting, Wu Chen confirmed. Wu Yurong then murmured, little husband, I want that something interesting too, as she continued her advances. Wu Chen pulled the blanket over her and said, then you'll need to be mentally prepared. Huh? This. Wu Yurong was caught off guard but soon felt a sensation between her legs. The next day, Wu Chen woke up to find a note left on the pillow. I'm going back to Donghai. Remember to come and treat me. Little husband, you're the best hair women, Wu Chen chuckled. It's fine. Just in time to find He Shiking. He took out his phone and sent a message to He Shiking. Are you there? I arrived in Modu yesterday and I'm free today. He Shiking quickly replied, where is Mr. Xingchen? Let's meet up. I'm at Dongpu, Wu Chen responded. What a coincidence. Xingxing and I live in Dongpu as well. Can you come to our house? Xingxing is home too, He Shiking offered. Sure, Wu Chen agreed. A few moments later, at the residential area near New Century Park, Wu Chen stepped out of his Ferrari and spotted a young girl walking nearby. If I remember correctly, that's He Xingxing, he thought. He called out, He Xingxing? Who are you? Do I know you? She responded, looking puzzled. At that moment, He Shiking yelled, Sing Sing, don't run, Sing Sing. He Xingxing turned to Wu Chen, whispering, shh, please do me a favor. Suddenly, He Shiking caught up and asked Wu Chen, excuse me, did you see a girl about this tall? She's my daughter, 14 years old. She ran outside just now. Wu Chen cleared his throat, and He Shiking spotted her daughter. She grabbed He Xingxing by the shirt and scolded, He Xing, are you playing hide and seek with me? Thank you so much, she said to Wu Chen. No need, it's nothing, Wu Chen replied. Are the two of you arguing because of the drawing? Yes. Eh? He Shiking was surprised. Who is this man? I don't know him, yet he seems to know us and even about the drawing, she thought. You've been sending me Xingxing's sketches for the past few days, including her self-portrait and one of you, Wu Chen explained. You're Mr. Xingchen? She realized. Let me introduce myself. I'm Wu Chen, he said with a smile. Nice to meet you, Mr. Wu. I'm He Shiking, and this is my daughter, He Xingxing. Xingxing, this is the teacher I told you about. Greet him, He Shiking urged. He Xingxing muttered to herself, great. We were just arguing about this drawing teacher, and now I can't escape. Damn it. Sorry for her behavior, Mr. Wu. He Shiking apologized. Please, let's continue our conversation upstairs. It's almost lunchtime. Would you like to join us for lunch? We can talk afterward. Sure, Wu Chen agreed. Please make yourself comfortable, Mr. Wu. You can take a seat or look around. The gallery is over there. I'll be in the kitchen, He Shiking said as she headed off to prepare the meal. As Wu Chen gazes at He Xingxing's paintings, she closes the door to her room, a sly smile forming on her lips. He Xingxing teasingly shouts, Ouch! Mister, why did you hit me? Ouch! It hurts! Wu Chen looks at her silently, his expression unchanging. Teacher, do you think this is funny? She continues. Wu Chen thinks to himself, go ahead, keep making things up. He Xingxing thinks, why isn't he trying to leave? Can't he sense the danger here? How annoying. If you're going to force me, I'll have to pull out the big guns. She suddenly moans dramatically, teacher, don't do this, and gently begins to take off her jacket. Wu Chen chuckles, amused. Teacher, are you not even a little afraid? She asks. Why should I be? Wu Chen replies, unfazed. You are quite a strange one. Do you think I won't call my mom? She threatens. Do you think your mom will believe that I, a teacher meeting you for the first time, would suddenly start beating and assaulting you? Wu Chen asks calmly. You hit me because I disrespected you. As for the other part, she trails off, her thoughts interrupted as a group of boys calls out to her. Xingxin, wait for me, one boy shouts. Another chimes in, hello, Xingxin, you look beautiful today. A third offers her a letter, Xingxin, please take this. He Xingxing smirks. There isn't a single boy in the class who isn't head over heels for me. I can read them like an open book. After all, I'm far ahead when it comes to looks. She narrows her eyes at Wu Chen. Teacher, you're a man too. I don't believe you're any different from them. And when it comes to these matters, there's no mother who won't side with her daughter. You're just an outsider. You've got no chance of winning. Leave now. Resign from being my teacher, and I'll let you go. I'm not leaving, Wu Chen states firmly. I, Wu Chen, never bow to threats. Okay, you just wait. He Xingxing snaps, pulling out her phone. Mom. Suddenly, He Shiqing's voice answers, what's the matter, Xingxin? He Xingxing's face falls. Tisk, Wu Chen simply smiles and shows off his phone, thinking, it's a recording. He Xingxing said to herself, the numbers are rolling and the recording is still ongoing. He Shiqing peeks at the room and said, Xingxin, what are you calling me for? He Xingxing sweats nervously and said, I wanted to have ribs for lunch, Mom. He Shiqing said, ha ha ha, that's all? He Xingxing said, we're hungry. He Shiqing walks away and said, okay, no problem. I'll start cooking. Make sure you listen to your teacher. He Xingxing said, and she sighs and said, ha. Don't you think it's disgusting for a teacher to record his students? Wu Chen said, is that so? I think it's more disgusting for you to threaten your teacher with false accusations as a student. He Xingxing said, how did you know to prepare in advance? Wu Chen said, I'm always on guard against popular girls that boys in the class love so much. He Xingxing said, Wu Chen said, little girl, don't try to cause problems in the future, or else your mother will be hearing the contents of this recording. And she will know that her daughter is a bad girl who likes to frame others. I think you know how harsh her punishment will be. He Xingxing grins in anger, thinking, darn it. This demonic teacher won't let me be as long as he has that recording. I need to find a way to get rid of it. Okay, I got it, she concedes. Teacher, I won't dare do it again. Oh, my stomach isn't feeling well. I need to go to the restroom, teacher. Go ahead, Wu Chen allows. A few moments later in the restroom, He Xingxing dials a number. Hello, Sister Shanshan. Huh? Who dares to bully Xingxin? Comes Sister Shanshan's voice. Don't be afraid, Xingxin. Your business is my business. Tell Big Brother Chi immediately. we'll gather 100 people to deal with this fool. He Xing daydreams about Wu Chen being beaten. Teacher, I wonder how long you'll keep that smile on your face. Suddenly, He Shing's voice breaks her reverie. Xin, huh? He Xing responds, startled. I thought I told you to listen to your teacher. Why are you hiding in the bathroom again? That old routine won't work this time, her mother scolds. Mom, I really just needed to use the restroom, He Xing protests. I don't care. Since we have some time before lunch, learn how to draw from your teacher, her mother insists. He Xing reluctantly returns to the room. Teacher, let's start, she says. Okay, Wu Chen agrees. This stroke should be drawn like this. It doesn't matter if I play the role of a good student now. One sister Shanshan's plan comes through. He Xing thinks to herself, her smile hiding a sinister intent. Half an hour later, Shiking said, Dinner is ready, Teacher Wu Xing. He Xing said, Mom, I want to go outside to paint in the afternoon, and I want the teacher to teach me how to draw from a real-life environment. Do you think that's okay? He Shiking replied, Teacher Wu. Wu Chen said, all right. He Xing said, okay, they went outside, and He Xing said, that's it, teacher. Wu Chen responded, Xing, let's go to this sports venue. I'm afraid you're not here for a real-life drawing, are you? At that moment, Sister Shanshan and her gang looked at Wu Chen. Big Brother Qi said, finally, I've been waiting for you for a long time. He Xing suddenly took her bag from Wu Chen and said, Sister Shanshan, Big Brother Qi, why did you call so many people? It's unnecessary. Brother Qi responded, you think so? It doesn't look like much to me. Wu and Dongpu doesn't know that Xing is my junior sister. I want to see that fool who dares to do such a thing. You're very brave. As the goons surrounded Wu Chen, his secret lover said, that's right. He even dared to bully Xing. Look at him. This old boy is scared silly. His friend added, he can't even dare to move an inch. Heh. Wu Chen looked at them calmly. His secret lover urged, brothers, what are you waiting for? Beat him up, Brother Qi asked. Xing, what do you want to do? Brother will set it up for you. He Xing said, Big Brother Qi, I. A guy in the back muttered to himself, that's Mr. Wu. This is bad. If something happens, I need to notify the boss quickly. Big Brother Qi said, Xing, you're too nice. Good people always get bullied. Come on, let's beat him up. Are you Tang Xinbao pretending to be a teacher? Kneel down and crawl over to Xing and apologize before I count to 3. Wu Chen replied, Mao Qi, does your family know how amazing you are outside? Mao Qi responded, hey punk, good one kid. You know who I am, and yet you still dare to act like that? Wu Chen said, isn't this just about fighting? Why are you saying that I'm bullying children? Mao Qi replied, what the? His gay friend said, freaking heck, this guy is good at pretending. His other gay friend added, is he trying to be funny? He wants to take us all by himself? Big Brother Qi, when do we start? I can't wait to bash that stupid face of his. Mao Qi, feeling more enraged, declared, in all my life, I have never seen anyone dare to be so arrogant in my presence. Brothers, give me. Just then, his phone rang, and he thought to himself, old Mao's ringtone? Why is he suddenly calling me at this moment? Mao Qi told his friends, shh, wait a minute, my dad's on the phone. Mao Qi turned to Wu Chen and said, you're lucky. Take this time to say your last words. He answered the call. Dad, what's up? Old Mao scolded him. Little brat, can you stop causing me trouble every day? Huh? I'm going to break your legs. Have you done anything yet? Mao Qi said, Dad, what are you saying? Mao Si Rusong asked, I'm asking you, have you done anything to Mr. Wu? Mao Qi replied, Dad, who are you talking about? Mao Si Rusong said, did you gather so many people to go to the park to beat up nobody? And you're still asking me who? Why did I give birth to such an idiot like you? Mao Qi exclaimed, huh? Mao Si Rusong snapped, mother chicken, come on, answer me. Have you started yet? Mao Qi said, no, not yet. Mao Si Rusong continued, good, just don't do anything. Okay, do you know that your Uncle Gu is almost considering him as his father? Do you think you're better than him? Is Mr. Wu around? Mao Qi said, yes, he is. Mao Si Rusong ordered, you go over and give him the phone. Mao Qi handed the phone to Wu Chen and said, so, the thing is, my D-dad. His gay friend asked, what's happening? The other one wondered, why did the big brother even give the phone to this old boy? Their friend added, strange, I don't understand what's going on. Wu Chen said. Boss Mao Mao Si Rusong replied, Mr. Wu, this is just a misunderstanding from failing to recognize a familiar person. That brat, he doesn't know you. That's why this happened. Please don't allow his foolishness to trouble you. Pardon him. Wu Chen replied, It's okay. Mao Si Rusong said, Thank you very much for your kindness, Mr. Wu. When he comes back, I will make sure to discipline him. Mr. Wu, don't worry. Wu Chen said, All right, let's do this for now, Boss Mao. I have something else to do. Here, take your phone. Are you still fighting or not? Mao Chi said, No more fighting, all right? I was wrong, Uncle. I didn't know that, Uncle Wu. It was all a misunderstanding. His gay friend said, Huh? What the heck? His other gay friend asked, Big brother, when did this kid become that old? Another friend said, Freak, I'm so frustrated right now. He Xing, confused, asked, What did Big Brother Chi call my teacher just now? Shan said, It seemed like Uncle Wu. Mao Chi scolded his gay friends. What are you still arguing about? Shut up and apologize to Uncle Wu. His gay friend replied, Huh? Mao Chi smacked his head and said, Are you dumb? Don't you understand? And he bowed down and said, Uncle Wu, I'm sorry. Then he said to himself, Freak, since the boss has apologized, let's keep up. And they all said, Uncle Wu, I'm sorry. Wu Chen replied, You're acting like gangsters. Let's go. Mao Chi added, My Uncle Wu has spoken, let's all go back. They all walked away, and Mao Chi looked back and said, Uncle, then I'll be taking my leave too. He Xing thought to herself, I'll use this opportunity to sneak out of here. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Suddenly, Wu Chen grabbed her hood and asked, Where are you going, He Xing? He Xing stammered, Teacher. It's all a misunderstanding, ha ha ha, Please don't let my mother know about Thies. I promise I'll listen to whatever you say in the future, teacher. Wu Chen asked, Really? He Xing replied, Absolutely. Teacher, you are much better than Big Brother Chi. I will definitely follow you. I promise. Suddenly, old Mao sent a message saying, Mr. Wu, let me buy you a drink. Come to the 5th floor of the Golden Regal KTV. I hope you will enjoy it. Wu Chen said to He Xing, I will teach you how to draw tomorrow. You should go home first. He Xing responded, Okay then, teacher, see you tomorrow. A few moments later, old Mao said, Mr. Wu, here you are. Come and sit here. Wu Chen asked, Boss Gu, Boss Mao, what are you doing here? As they smiled at Wu Chen, Mao Chi looked away. Suddenly, old Mao slapped his son hard and said, I wanted to give an explanation to Mr. Wu regarding this matter. I, Mao Rusong, will not break the rules of the world just because of my useless son. So I invited Brother Xiaogu here to be a witness. Wu Chen replied, Boss Mao, don't worry about the children's affairs. Old Mao handed over an MJS Hotel VIP card and said, Sir, you're too kind. Thank you very much for not arguing with my son. Then let's take a break first, and let's relax, sir. Wu Chen went to his room and thought to himself, however, I really feel a bit sleepy. Suddenly, he saw a sexy lady in his bed and said, Someone? Isn't this meant to be reserved for Ding Ruilong? Zhuang Xiaodi? That's really interesting, Boss Mao. Zhuang Xiaodi suddenly said, Wu, Mr. Wu? She thought to herself, is this Mr. Wu? He's such a young and handsome guy. Zhuang Xiaodi then said, Mr. Wu, you seem a bit tired. Let me help you undress if you want to take a shower. Mr. Wu, it is over to there. Wu Chen replied, All right. A few moments later, in the hot tub, Zhuang Xiaodi asked, Are you comfortable with the temperature of the water, Mr. Wu? Wu Chen responded, I think so. Zhuang Xiaodi showed her bare skin and said, So, I'll come in and help you rub your back. Wu Chen asked, Are you Xiaodi? Zhuang Xiaodi responded, Sir, you know my name? Wu Chen said, I not only know your name, but I also know how you feel when you see me. Zhuang Xiaodi replied, Eh? Wu Chen said, Aren't you still a bit happy? Because I didn't turn out to be a pot-bellied old man in his 40s or 50s like you imagined, right? I also know that you have never had a boyfriend since you worked hard during your studies. Since you don't have any experience, how will you serve me later? She thought to herself, my parents had over 5.7 million yuan in debt, so whenever the creditors came, they were always on edge, even to the point of going crazy. So I had to work 3 jobs continuously every day whenever I wasn't at school, She worked at a hotel and outside in the cold selling accessories thinking, I finally saved 2 to 300,000 yuan over a few years. But without my knowledge, my parents borrowed from loan sharks to pay their debts, and after the interest compounded, the external debt became more than 8 million yuan. No matter how hard I tried, I was unable to pay it back, even if I sold my blood or kidneys or my eyeballs. Boss Mao had said to her, Miss Zhuang, I have been following you for a long time. I want you to help me serve a big shot. As long as you make him happy, I will help you settle all your family's debts. Are you interested in doing it? Zhuang Xiaodi thought to herself, I already promised Boss Mao that I would just sleep with those greasy VIPs. Just the fact that Mr. Wu is not a greasy old man is already a win for me. Now that he has questioned my ability, and with Boss Mao's order to be fulfilled, I'll have to make sure to do my best. I won't give up. Zhuang Xiaodi said, Mr. Wu, I don't have any experience in that area, but I did my homework. Wu Chen thought to himself, I was just teasing her. I didn't expect her to take it seriously. Zhuang Xiaodi asked, Mr. Wu, can I turn off the lights? Wu Chen replied, You're the one in charge here. I'll follow anything you do. She suddenly got into the bed. Wu Chen looks at the ceiling as he feels something playing with his dong and says to himself, this feeling. Interesting. Zhuang Xiaodi, you really did your homework. The next morning, Wu Chen prepares to leave, and Zhuang Xiaodi asks, Mr. Wu, are you leaving now? Wu Chen replies, Don't refer to me as you from now on. It's not very affectionate. Aren't you feeling exhausted from last night? Take a good rest. I'll come back to you once I'm done, Zhuang Xiaodi says to herself. I didn't expect him to be so gentle. In another scene at Starbucks Coffee, He Shiqing says, Teacher Wu, why don't you come to the house today? Jin Xin is still waiting for you to attend class at home. Actually, I just wanted to talk to Mr. Wu yesterday. I understand that you don't have time to come to the Magic City frequently. I thought about it this way. During the summer vacation, we will go to Donghai together, rent a house for you to teach her, and come back when school starts. Wu Chen responds, Going to Donghai, aren't you afraid that Ding Ruilong will know that you left the Magic City with your daughter without permission? She looks at Wu Chen seriously. He Shiqing thinks to herself, for so many years, no one knew what I had experienced, nor were they aware of the name Ding Ruilong. Since he mentioned Ding Ruilong, this Wu Chen, has come for me. In an online world that is more vast than the sea of people, I actively searched for a teacher in a chat group. But it was the teacher who took the initiative to repeatedly beg to be hired. He actually knew Ding Ruilong and also knew about my relationship with him. No matter how I look at it, I feel like I am being manipulated. It's so scary. Wu Chen reassures her, You don't have to worry too much. Ding Ruilong doesn't care about many things. As long as you don't take Xin abroad, you should be fine wherever you go in the country. He Shiqing asks, Are you trying to approach me? Wu Chen replies, What are you talking about? So, what about Dong Yuan Tao? Should we talk about it? He Shiqing thinks to herself, Does he also know about the turning point in my life? Wu Chen says, Let's talk about it somewhere else. He Shiqing thinks, What is this? Are we going to the hotel? To get a room to discuss? At the hotel, the receptionist says, Hello, sir. Do you have a reservation? Wu Chen replies, There is no reservation. Do you have an executive suite? She responds, Sir, just a moment. Yes, sir. How many rooms would you like? Wu Chen says, 1 room. She replies, Okay, sir. Could you please show me your ID card? Ma'am, your ID card as well. Sir, ma'am, the room is on the 16th floor and the elevator is over there. As Wu Chen and He Shiqing enter the elevator, she asks, Mr. Wu, why did you choose this place? Wu Chen answers, It's safe here. The privacy is the best and no one will disturb you. He Shiqing says, Are you men always filled with those kinds of thoughts? Can't you just be like normal people? Wu Chen grabs her and says, Shh, once we enter the room, we will talk properly. In the room, Wu Chen says, Come in and sit down. What are you doing standing there? He sits on the bed and adds, Come here, why are you still crying? He Shiqing responds, You brought me here and then started hugging me. I always thought you were a gentleman and a good person, but you're no different. Wu Chen says, I think you may have misunderstood something, and I think it's necessary for you to apologize to me. He Shiqing retorts, Am I misunderstanding something? Don't you just want to sleep with me? Fine, I'll let you have your way. Please don't ever come to me again after you are done here. Whatever you want, please hurry up and get it over with. Wu Chen replies, I don't know what your brain is filled with, but you don't know who I am, and you don't know the reason why I came into contact with you. We haven't started talking about you yet, that's all. If Xin saw you like this, what would she think? Shi Qing continues to undress and says, Are you trying to say that I misunderstood, so why were you hugging me? Do you dare to say it wasn't intentional? Wu Chen admits, I admit hugging you was intentional. Shi Qing responds, You're really disgusting, and you still have a cheerful face. Don't waste your time, start doing it quickly and get lost when you're done. Wu Chen states, I deliberately did that for Ding Ruilong. She is shocked and puts her panties back on. Wu Chen continues, Ding Ruilong is not here. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. You should put on your clothes and come and sit down. Shi Qing asks, So you said you wanted to show him. I thought. Wu Chen explains, the surveillance camera in the corridor will capture the footage of me holding you while walking into the room. Do you understand? Don't just stand there. Sit down and let's talk. Wu Chen said, Ding Ruilong is investigating me, and I will intentionally let him check the opening records here. He will also receive the surveillance footage of the hotel today. Guess what he would think when he sees us come into the hotel together, register, go upstairs, and sees me holding you while walking into the room? Shi Qing thought to herself, if Ding Ruilong finds out that I had sex with him, he won't spare me. Why is this person trying to frame me? No, if I really have sex with him, Ding Ruilong is going to kill him. It'll be him bearing the consequences. Is he trying to die by framing me? This is illogical. She then asked, Do you have a grudge against him? But you're going to such extremes. Wu Chen responded, Do you know Li Ruobing? Shi Qing replied, Yes, I do. Wu Chen said, Li Ruobing is my woman. Shi Qing was silent. Wu Chen continued, Ding Ruilong went crazy over Ruobing, just like he would have killed for you in the past. Now he wants me dead. Oh, one of us has to die, even if it means fighting to the end. Not just him, but his family will be destroyed as well. If you can testify to the Dong family and prove that Ding Ruilong killed Dong Yuantao, with the Dong family's current power, they will undoubtedly go to war with the Ding family and send them on their way. She looked at Wu Chen. Wu Chen said, I have already reached an agreement with the Lai family. They will break ties with the Ding family. So, as long as you agree to go to Donghai with Xin, I will arrange everything afterward. A free life awaits you, Miss Shi Qing. He extended his hand. Shi Qing looked at his hand and said, Sure. Damn Ding Ruilong. I wish he would die sooner. Suddenly, she grabbed Wu Chen's wrist and said, Why pretend to create a misunderstanding? Isn't it better for him to really wear a green hat? As she got closer to Wu Chen, she said gently, Teacher Wu, come on. Let's make him truly wear a green hat and be a cuckold. Wu Chen replied, We don't need to do this. Since our goals align, pure cooperation between us is sufficient. And have you ever considered what Xin would do in the future if she found out that I killed her biological father? Shi Qing said, No, we can't let Xin know. Wu Chen agreed, I think so as well. She should be kept away from all of this. She is still young, and her life has just begun. If you agree to take Xin to Donghai, then after you've testified, I will arrange to send you and Xin abroad. You can return when the matter with the Ding family is resolved. Moreover, during your time in Donghai, I will continue to teach Xin painting as her teacher. Her talent. Shi Qing stood up and said, No need to say more, Teacher Wu. I agree, but I have a request. Wu Chen said, I'm listening. Shi Qing said, I really want Ding Ruilong to wear a green hat, a real one, not a fake one. Wu Chen was taken aback as he watched Shi Qing. He said, This can easily make things complicated. Once we're in Donghai, many things will require you to be rational enough to cooperate with me. 2 hours later, Wu Chen said, We've spent enough time here, it's time to leave. Shi Qing replied, as she applied her lipstick and thought to herself, the more I look at him, the more handsome he becomes. Outside, Wu Chen said, I have other things to handle. You should go back first, pack up your things with Xin, and we will return to Donghai together tomorrow. Shi Qing said, All right, see you tomorrow. At the Golden Regal KTV, old Mao put down a contract and said, I heard that Mr. Wu is going back to Donghai tomorrow. I hope Mr. Wu can accept this small gesture. If you think it's okay, just sign. Wu Chen responded, Boss Mao, are you transferring 45% of your equity in Shanghai Entertainment Company to me for 1 yuan? If I remember correctly, the current valuation of Shanghai should be around 200 million, right? Boss Mao replied, those who don't have money are treated as outsiders. Mr. Wu didn't take the matter of my son to heart. I sincerely want to make friends with you, Mr. Wu. Wu Chen said, Boss Mao, we are already friends. But Ding Rulong and I are investigating each other. At this stage, it's inconvenient for me to have shares in your company under my name, you understand, right? Boss Mao laughed and said, ha ha ha, Mr. Wu is still as thoughtful as ever. How about you appoint an agent, Mr. Wu? Wu Chen said, since Boss Mao is so insistent, refusing would mean that I lack interest. Okay, I will call someone over now. Zhuang Xiaodi, confused, asked, huh? You want me to sign it? You're giving it to me? She thought to herself, my family's debt is only 8 to 9 million. I have only been with Mr. Wu for 1 day. And he's giving me shares worth 100 million? What kind of game is Boss Mao playing? Or is there a hidden trap in this contract? Boss Mao said, Miss Zhuang, stop daydreaming. The agreement was supposed to be signed by Mr. Wu, but Mr. Wu wants you to act as his agent. You can sign it, there's no problem with the contract. Zhuang Xiaodi asked, Mr. Wu really wants me to. Wu Chen responded, sign it, it's okay. There will be no problem with the contract. And so, she signed it. Old Mao sighed in relief and said, the matter has finally been completed. Just like Brother Xiaogu, now I am also considered one of Mr. Wu's people. Zhuang Xiaodi said, Mr. Wu, in the future, I will do my best and work hard. Wu Chen replied, I know. You should go shopping first, I'll call you later. A few moments later, a car arrived outside. The driver addressed Wu Chen saying, Mr. Wu, please get in the car. Wu Chen asked, why did Uncle come to the Magic City? Xiao Wu, you and I don't need to talk too much. Ding Rulong is going to Donghai. What are you planning to do? Wu Chen responded, what does Uncle want me to do? His uncle replied, I know that he attacked you a few days ago and almost injured Bing Bing. But it's not the time yet. No matter what, Ding Rulong can't die in Donghai right now. Wu Chen said, as long as he dares to come, I cannot guarantee whether he can leave Donghai completely. But uncle, what you just mentioned won't happen, I can guarantee it absolutely. His uncle was shocked but said, okay, as long as it's done well and he doesn't die in Donghai, everything's up to you. Wu Chen nodded. All right, uncle, I'll leave first. I have some other things to attend to. See you next time. He went outside, where Zhuang Xiaodi held his arm. Wu Chen spoke into his phone. Hello, my dear Miss Li. Li Ruobing asked, how are you doing on your end? Have you finished the work? When will you return to Donghai? Zhuang Xiaodi let go of Wu Chen's arm. Wu Chen answered, I will return tomorrow, and I expect to be home by noon. However, I will be bringing 3 people back with me. Li Ruobing questioned, you're bringing someone back? Who is it? Wu Chen replied, you'll know when you see them. Women? Li Ruobing exclaimed. Wu Chen confirmed. Anything else? She asked. No, that's all, Wu Chen responded. Wait a minute, 3 women? Are all 3 of them women? You only went to the Magic City for 3 days, and now you're returning with 3 women. Wu Chen said, what's with the reaction? This is not like you. Li Ruobing exclaimed, my dear Mr. Wu, can you stop being so indulgent? 3 in 3 days and you still want to bring them back? I don't want my reputation to drop, all right? All right, my dear Miss Li, you can do whatever you want with me when I return tomorrow. Don't be jealous now, be good, Wu Chen teased. You, okay, you said it yourself. Li Ruobing replied. Zhuang Xiaodi asked, Mr. Wu, was that your wife calling? Girlfriend, Wu Chen corrected. She sounded angry, Zhuang Xiaodi remarked. Afraid? Wu Chen asked. Don't worry, she won't do anything to you with me here. He pulled Zhuang Xiaodi closer, and she responded with a soft, The next day, Li Ruobing greeted him. My dear Mr. Wu, won't you introduce me? Wu Chen replied. My girlfriend, Li Ruobing. This is Zhuang Xiaodi. Li Ruobing thought to herself, that coy expression shows that Wu Chen's little lover did not run away. Wu Chen continued. This is He Xin Xin. She's coming to Donghai to play and learn painting from me. And this is He Shiqin, the mother of Xin Xin. Li Ruobing was shocked and thought, He Shiqin. The only witness in the case of Ding Rulong killing Dong Wantao. As far as I'm concerned, a woman, the story was suddenly brought to me like this, by Wu Chen. Judging from the state of the mother and daughter, they should have already discussed it with Wu Chen. He Shiqin is going to betray Ding Rulong with her daughter. She will testify. This is a drastic move. Li Ruobing addressed He Shiqin. Miss He, it's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Donghai. Shikin replied, Ah, Miss Lee, it's a pleasure to meet you. Miss Lee, you are so beautiful. Li Ruobing commented, My dear Mr. Wu, you always surprise me. She turned to Zhuang Xiaodi and asked, So your name is Zhuang Xiaodi? As she got closer, she repeated, So your name is Zhuang Xiaodi? Yes, Zhuang Xiaodi confirmed. How old are you? Li Ruobing inquired. I am 21 years old, Zhuang Xiaodi answered. Li Ruobing remarked, Wow, you're still a little sister, thinking to herself, Are you this nervous already? Very good, much better than those crazy people who don't understand the rules. Wu Chen intervened. Ruobing, I'm a little tired from sitting in the car for so long. Let's sit down and rest. Jinxian, go out and play around for a while. Ah, Xinxin responded, and Li Ruobing turned to Shikin, asking, So, did you sleep with Wu Chen? Shikin was shocked, and Li Ruobing added, It seems like you did. Miss Li, it's not what you think. Mr. Wu and I are actually. Yes, I'm sorry. I was the one that morning. It was my fault. I took the initiative. I just wanted to retaliate against Ding Ru alone. Shikin confessed. And I'm also on medication, so it's impossible for me to cause trouble for Mr. Wu and Miss Li. Also, I really don't have any other ideas, Li Ruobing said. I told you it's okay. You don't have to apologize, she continued. I don't think there's a woman in this world that my Mr. Wu can't sleep with, so I don't blame you. Wu Chen looked at them. Li Ruobing thought to herself, It's obvious that Shikin doesn't want to get emotionally involved. However, Zhuang Xiaodi needs to return to reality again. Moreover, there are more and more women getting involved with Wu Chen, and it's time to clarify some things. She then said aloud, My dear Mr. Wu, Miss He and Mrs. He will be staying at home tonight for dinner and accommodation. You and Sister Zhuang will come out with me for a meal this evening. Wu Chen responded, Ruobing, I'll do whatever you say. Zhuang Xiaodi, feeling jealous, murmured, A few moments later, at 7 o'clock in the evening, Wu Chen remarked, Oh. The people around greeted him, Hello, Mr. Wu. Wu Chen said, My dear Miss Li, this is what I was talking about. Li Ruobing thought to herself, I'm about to see that lunatic. I'm not in the mood to argue with you. They all walked together. Inside, Mu Qian greeted, Miss Li, you're here. Hello, Mr. Wu, she added, as they all pretended to be strangers. Su Qingying said, Hello, Miss Li and Mr. Wu. Suddenly, Wu Yurong exclaimed, This bad man, did you miss me? As she grabbed Wu Chen and added, I missed you. Li Ruobing responded with a while Su Qingying sweated and looked shocked. Mu Qian muttered, Ah, Zhuang Xiaodi observed, In front of someone else's girlfriend, she's so proactive. Sister, she's really brave. Li Ruobing suddenly stepped between them and asked, So what do you want me to do about it? Wu Yurong stopped and stared as Li Ruobing instructed, Look the other way, and wiped off Wu Yurong's kiss mark. Zhuang Xiaodi thought to herself, The ladies who are close to Mr. Wu are also terrifying. She trembled, continuing, Sure enough, I still find it difficult to adapt to this kind of situation. Mu Qian thought, I understand that Miss Li is Wu Chen's official girlfriend, but Aunt Wu dared to kiss Wu Chen right in front of her. She seemed very unhappy with Miss Li. What's going on? And why is that little sister about my age shivering? I can't understand. Wu Chen suddenly spoke to her. Qian, what's wrong with you? Why are you standing there dazed? What are you doing? Mu Qian replied, Hey, nothing's wrong. But she thought to herself, if nothing unexpected happens, all the women present might end up belonging to Wu Chen. But Miss Wu is disrespecting us, and that's not right. If you're like this, then I won't bother pretending. Su Qingying said, Husband, you haven't been with me for a few days. I've learned some special dishes that suit your taste again. Wu Yurong was taken aback, thinking husband, and said to herself, Is Su Qingying going to confront me head on? Li Ruobing thought. Qingying is using simple methods to change the offensive and defensive patterns. Everyone is so fierce. Am I really qualified to stay by Mr. Wu's side? Wu Chen said, let's order first. Qingying, how has the company been lately? Any problems with the board of directors? Su Qingjing replied, Husband, you helped me with everything. They wouldn't dare cause trouble. If things weren't so busy at the company, I'd have loved to stay by your side every day. Wu Yurong commented, You villain. You haven't told Qingying about us? Li Ruobing interjected, Mr. Wu is so busy. How are we going to have the time to talk slowly? One by one, you could get to know each other again and save yourselves from unnecessary troubles in the future. She thought to herself, this girl, Qingying, fell in love because of a few words from Wu Chen, It seems that there won't be much of a chance of asking her to help deal with Wu Yurong. This Wu Yurong is really annoying, Wu Chen said. Isn't all this effort just to make everyone acknowledge that you're the #1 official girlfriend? Li Rubing retorted, weren't we all ridiculous because of you? Su Qingying remarked, I didn't expect. Even the legendary businesswoman who focuses only on her career, Miss Wu, who's famous in Donghai. Wu Yurong responded, I couldn't help it. Who made our Mr. Wu so special? On the contrary, it's Qianqian, who's still studying, that surprised me. I thought Mr. Wu only liked career-oriented people. Mu Qianqian interjected, I knew Wu Chen even earlier than Qingying. I've known him for more than 10 days. Li Rubing declared, Okay, Qianqian got to know him the earliest. In the future, we'll all call you Sister Zhao. Su Qingying added, now that my sister's position has been sorted out, why don't we sort out our own positions? Wu Chen thought to himself, these women. Mu Qianqian thought, Miss Li didn't object, she accepted it, and she said, right, I don't care. Anyway, I was the first to know Wu Chen, so I don't want to be the youngest. Li Rubing stood up, looked at Wu Yurong and thought, so the women have really arranged themselves according to seniority. Mu Qianqian hugged Li Rubing and said, Wow. Miss Li, you can decide for me in the future. Don't let anyone bully the second-to-last sister. Li Rubing said, Okay, Sister Zhao. Wu Yurong asked, Bad guy, where are you going to stay tonight? Suddenly, Su Qingying Mu Qingqian and Li Rubing patiently waited for Wu Chen to answer. Zhuang Xiaodi said to herself, just after sorting out the positions tonight, she's already vying for favor. Well played, Li Rubing said, Ms. Wu. Wu Chen has just returned from the Magic City today. It seems unreasonable not to go home, right? Wu Chen replied, where else can I stay? Let's go home. Su Qingying thought, should I go back to my husband's home? Then that means I can spend the night with my husband again. Mu Qianqian said, I can also go to Wu Chen's house, right? Oh, if Sister Qingying also wants to go, she's so shy, Wu Yurong remarked. Let me guess, it's getting worse and worse, isn't it? How annoying. Hurry up and say it, someone urged. Wu Chen said, all right. We need to go home and rest early. Xiaodi has just arrived in Donghai, and Rubing and I need to arrange some things. Mu Qianqian replied, oh. Outside, Wu Yurong said, see you some other time then, let's go first. But dear, don't tire yourself out tonight. Wu Chen said, Shikin and Jin Xin seem to have gone to sleep. Tomorrow they will rent a house themselves. The main issue is Xiaodi. She may have to stay at home for a while. Xiaodi, don't be shy at home. Go wash yourself up. Li Rubing said, whatever arrangements you make, I'm okay with it. Zhuang Xiaodi said, okay, I listen to you as well. A few moments later, Li Rubing shouted in lustful moans, on. In another room, Zhuang Xiaodi heard all the pleasurable moans and said to herself, Mr. Wu, don't overdo it, okay? Li Rubing continued to moan, on. Shiqing thought to herself, Teacher Wu wasn't this passionate with me at that time. Hey, what am I thinking about? As Xingxing slept peacefully, in another scene, Song Xuan said to the phone, excuse me, is this Miss Song Xuaner? I am in Menglan. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Is it really true? Celebrity Anne and Menglan? She thought to herself, the daughter of Waxing Group, with assets exceeding 100 billion yuan, debuted at the age of 17, swept through the Chinese music industry at the age of 19 and rose to the top. At the age of 24, the leader behind the transformation, that in Menglan, then she said, hello, Miss N, are you really looking for me? And Menglan replied, well, Miss Song, I really have liked your song. I wonder, have you signed a contract with any company? If not, I would like to invite you to my company and hope we can have a one-on-one discussion. Song Xuan said, sure, I can. And Menglan added, another thing I would like to ask, Miss Song, are you friends with Mr. Chen Wu? I'm not sure if you can help introduce me to him. He's very outstanding, and I also want to get to know him. Song Xuan replied, Miss Anne, I will contact you after discussing with teacher Chen Wu. Then she exclaimed, Senior, something big happened. Song Xuan hurried out and said, Mom, I'll be going out for a while. Wu Yurong asked, what happened to your songwriter, Mr. Wu Chen? His voice was so loud. Song Xuan replied, oh, Mom, I can't really say anything right now. Wu Yurong said, then I'll go with you. I want to see what the big deal is. A few moments later, Song Xuan said, Mom, this is the senior Wu Chen I told you about. He's also from Donghai University. He just graduated this year. Wu Yurong thought, pretending not to know him in front of my daughter. Wu Yurong said to Wu Chen, Senior, this is my mother. She heard me say that the song you wrote for me became popular and insisted on meeting you. Wu Yurong introduced herself. Hello, I'm Wu Yurong. Wu Chen shook her hand and said, Hello, Ms. Wu. My name is Wu Chen. Nice to meet you. Wu Yurong asked, Xiao Wu, how old are you? Wu Chen replied, 22 years old. Wu Yurong noted, 22 years old, 2 years older than Xuan Xuan. The young man is quite handsome. Are you a native of Donghai? Wu Chen said, Yes, I'm from a small county town. Wu Yurong asked, What do you do at home? Song Xuan interjected, Mom, are you checking for his household registration? Why are you asking these questions? I have some business to discuss with my senior. Senior, the two songs, The Antagonist for the Soul and Song for Me, are really popular, so I brought the contract over. Senior, please take a look at it first. I'll be going to the restroom. Wu Yurong asked, Do you like to hear me call you Xiao Wu, or would you like me to call you husband? Wu Chen replied, Sure. As he opened the envelope, Wu Yurong stood up and said, What? You went to keep Lee Rubin company yesterday, but you're being cold today. I won't accept it. Wu Chen said, Sure, go back and sit down. You should be careful that someone doesn't see you. Wu Yurong said, Xuan Xuan takes her time in the bathroom. It's okay. Suddenly, Song Xuan was shocked and said, Senior, Mom, you. She asked herself, why are they holding each other so intimately? Wu Yurong suddenly stood up and said, Xuan Xuan, let me explain. Song Xuan ran away crying and said, I don't want to hear anything. Wu Chen thought to himself, Sister Wrong, is there something with that skin of yours? Aha! We'll have to reset everything for the sake of the mother-daughter duo. As Wu Chen walked away, he said, Let's have a nice chat. Don't worry, next today, you won't have to experience this. Next today? What does that mean? Wu Chen thought to himself, It seems like today is an unlucky day for something like this to happen. Let's investigate and see if there's anything to pay attention to. A few hours later, Wu Chen reflected, Sure enough, besides the incident involving Sister Wrong and Song Xuan, there were other things. What a terrible D-Day. He drove like a maniac in his Ferrari and shouted, Reset. He recalled Wu Yurong saying, Do you like to hear me call you Xiao Wu, or would you like me call you husband? He responded, Sure. Wu Yurong said, What? You went to keep Lee Rubin company yesterday, but you're being cold today. I won't accept it. Wu Chen replied, You only have 3 seconds, Sister Wrong. Sit down. Believe me, otherwise you will regret it. Wu Yurong asked, What's wrong? What is this? Wu Chen looked at her seriously, and his eyes signaled her to stop. Song Xuan said, Oh, I remember there's something quite important to tell my senior quickly. I don't want to go to the bathroom anymore. Wu Yurong was shocked and thought to herself, My daughter almost caught me sitting in Wu Chen's arms, but how was Wu Chen able to predict the future? This is very strange. Wu Chen asked, Song, what else can I do for you? Song Xuan replied, Senior, do you know in Monglan? You know the magic queen. In Monglan, she wants to sign me and she also wants to sign you. Wu Chen thought to himself, and Monglan, I remember that in the 1,000-year reincarnation cycle. It was quite problematic to develop with her. Forget it, what is supposed to come will always come. Song Xuan said, Senior, can I give your phone number to Menglan? Please don't refuse, okay? Shall we sign a contract together? Wu Yurong interjected, Xuan, don't you need to discuss with me about signing into the company? Song Xuan exclaimed, Ah, Mom, and hugged her tightly. Just let me sign. I promise that I will not participate in commercial activities and will take music seriously. It won't affect my studies. Mom, please. Yurong replied, Okay. However, I need you to participate throughout the process, and I need to know exactly what is going on. Song Xuan cheered, Yeah, long live Mom. Senior, it's up to you now, she added. Wu Chen began to write and said, Miss Song, it's fine for your sake. You can give her my phone number, but I don't have any plans to make a debut. Song Xuan said, Okay, I'll go and give Menglan a call first. You guys should sit down for a while. Wu Yurong remarked, Xuan has gone out again. Won't she appear behind us in just a few seconds? Wu Chen said, Sister Rong, what I wanted to say is that it's best not to sit in my arms, you know. Wu Yurong asked, Husband, how on earth did you become a seer? Can you tell me? Wu Chen replied, What do you want me to tell you? Wu Yurong said, It's nothing, forget it. Wu Chen added, Just tell Miss Song that if she wants to make another appointment for a song, she should just send a message directly. I have something important to attend to. so I'll be leaving first. Wu Yurong thought to herself, this man who seems to possess mysterious power is really impressive. In another scene at Old Dao's lodge at Luan apartment building in Xicheng district, the security guard said, Mr. Wu, where is he? He replied, he's inside, Mr. Wu. Come with me. Wu Chen said, Jiang Chuan, since I'm here, you can't escape or die without my permission. I advise you to give up your strange thoughts. Jiang Chuan's eyes became angry, and he started to sweat. Wu Chen thought to himself, before resetting, I just wanted to give it a try and see if there were any other unwanted situations, but I ended up encountering Jiang Chuan committing suicide. It was a blessing in disguise. Sister Rong's mishap helped me out in the end. Jiang Chuan said to himself, how did you know that I was going to commit suicide so as not to cause trouble for the young master? I heard that Wu Chen was a strange person, but I didn't expect him to be so strange. Wu Chen said, Jiang Chuan, Ding Ruilong and Li Ruotai both want you dead now. Your best choice is to cooperate with me. Jiang Chuan thought to himself, Wu Chen wants me to betray the young master? How can you guarantee that if he gets the information, he will be able to fight against the young master and the Ding family? If he cannot, then how will I and my family survive in the future? Wu Chen stated, anyway, it's difficult for your wife and children, who are far away in the United States, to live a peaceful and happy life. As long as I make the call, they can die in an accident now, or do you still prefer them to fall into Ding Ruilong's hands? Jiang Chuan thought to himself, no one in the Ding family knows the address of my wife and children. But he has such connections as well. If I don't betray the young master, my wife and children will die at Wu Chen's hands. After betraying the young master, it won't be difficult for the young master to use the power of the Ding family to find my wife and children. It's really hard to live, but not to die. Wu Chen said, I will repeat myself. Your best choice is to follow me. Between Ding Ruilong and me, one of us will definitely die. You just need to firmly believe that I will never be the one. As he sweated, Wu Chen said to himself, Jiang Chuan is relieved now, which means he will not be committing suicide. Wu Chen said to the guards, loosen the bonds for Jiang Chuan and take good care of him. He will still be living here for the time being, and I will have Old Dao notify you to change places later. One of them said, okay, and the other said, don't worry, Mr. Wu. Wu Chen took out his Android phone and said to himself, it is 4:15, there are still more than 20 minutes left. Those two should be going to the coffee shop on Jingyang Street, and I should also go and get to work. 20 minutes later at Starbucks Coffee, a guy and a girl walked inside. Wu Chen said to himself, right on time, not bad. He opened the camera of his iPhone. The man said, are you going back tonight? The beautiful lady said, I have to go back. Old Hu has returned home. If I don't go back, he will become suspicious. He asked me about it last time. The man said, he suspected you? The lady said, that's not it. He just casually asked. What about your wife? Still checking on you? The man said, you can imagine that the last time we quarreled, I slapped her in the face and now she is behaving. The lady said she didn't suspect me, did she? The man said, no, you don't have to worry about it. Stop talking about her. Come on, have a banana and let's go to the hotel later. The lady started to eat the long banana and said, why can't you be decent for once? The man was excited after looking at her eating the long banana and said, don't you just like my lack of decency? Haha. Wu Chen said to himself, I have recorded the secret rendezvous between these two. It has been a busy day. Next, it is time to meet Brother Lei. As she continued to play with the long banana with her tongue, a few moments later, Wu Chen talked to the phone saying, Xiaodi, since Rubing has gone to work, I will pick you up right away. You will accompany me to Zhizhen Manor to take care of some chores. In another scene, Tao Manying said, Mr. Wu, please have a seat. The godfather is upstairs. He just answered a phone call and will be down in a moment. Zhuang Xiaodi was shocked and said to herself, Tao Manying? Everyone in Mr. Wu's circle is either rich or noble. Tao Manying said, Mr. Wu, have some tea. Brother Lei Cheng said, Okay, I don't want to talk to you about this matter anymore. It's nothing to do with you. Ha 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 ha, junior brother, you are here. Brother, who is the pretty girl? Wu Chen said, Brother Lei, meet my woman, Zhuang Xiaodi. Lei Cheng said, oh, little sister, let Man Ying have a chat with the younger sister. Brother, let's talk in the study. I was suspended from the circle today. Ding Ruilong's cohort and Lei you are in, and they teamed up to deal with me. Wu Chen said, Ding Ruilong wants to take advantage of the power of your Lei family's Hongfa group. He will appear, and also tried to approach you as well, Brother Lei. His character is to bet on both ends. After all, he is a man who wants to be invincible forever. I just happened to make a video in the afternoon. I am sure it can definitely help Brother Lei resolve this matter. He took out his phone and showed a recording. Lei Cheng said, "Oh, brother, what kind of video is it?" Wu Chen said, "Brother Lei, why don't you take a look?" Lei Cheng was shocked and said this. "Ha ha ha. Brother, this has really saved my life. This man is my Deputy General Manager Zhu Haobo. After my suspension, he became responsible for the company's operations. This woman is Hu Xilin's wife. Brother, you should know Hu Xilin, right? He is one of the long-term suppliers of the Hongfa Group and the chairman of Donghai's Zirui Electronics. Old Hu Xilin, he was Lei Yu's friend. But when I went to Donghai to disguise myself as a good-for-nothing, he didn't look down on me and was very sincere towards me, so we became friends. He was the one who called me when you entered the house, saying that it would be troublesome for many to endorse Huankai Cosmetics, persuading me to break the contract. However, I know that both the persuasion and suspension by Old Hu were actually caused by Lei Yu's pressure. Another thing, brother, Ding Rulong said he wants to come to Donghai to have a conversation with me. He said that the losses caused by the breach of contract would be compensated by the Ding family. Wu Chen said, Ding Rulong still isn't willing to give up. He just wants to ruin Huankai Cosmetics' merits. If his endorsement is ruined and his performance declines, he can win over Rubing. Brother Lei, I must say this move is good, coming to wave the carrot after Lei Yu used the stick. Lei Cheng shouted, "Freaking heck, why should we humor them, brother? What has been promised to many, no one will ruin it. They want to treat me like a monkey, but I won't let them." Tao Manning said, "Miss Zhuang Xiaodi, why does it seem like you are not willing to let go? How long have you been with Mr. Wu?" Zhuang Xiaodi said, "No, it hasn't been a few days." Tao Manning said, "Mr. Wu's girlfriend, Li Rubing, is not an easy person to get along with, so Miss Zhuang, you need to be careful." Zhuang Xiaodi said, "Miss Li is a great person, and she has also been kind to me." Tao Manning said, "Haha, Miss Zhuang, seeing you like this reminds me of myself when I just started following my godfather. You can't do this. Always be patient and humble. You should rather be proactive and grasp the opportunity with your hand. It's easier to win a man's heart that way." Then she opened a long banana. She licked it and said, "How to win a man's heart. Don't listen to the nonsense on the internet. It's not about cooking, rather. It's like music. There are countless key points that you can grasp in just one word. What do you think?" Zhuang Xiaodi was shocked and trembled. Tao Manning said, "I can't allow you to suffer like this. I'll teach you more later." Zhuang Xiaodi replied, Tao Manning said, "Godfather, there's someone at the door." Lei Cheng looked at his phone and said, "It's Old Hu. Hu Xilin is at the door. He said earlier that he wanted to see me, but I said I didn't have time, so he came to my place instead." Wu Chen said, "He is still hot-tempered." Lei Cheng asked, "Brother, that video, are you planning TTO?" Wu Chen replied, "Show him." Lei Cheng said, "Wouldn't it be a good idea to show him directly?" Wu Chen responded, "There's nothing bad about it. Hu Xilin himself is not clean either." Lei Cheng exclaimed, "Huh? I have been friends with him for 10 years. I really didn't know he had a woman outside." Wu Chen said, "He has more than one, but he and his wife have signed a prenuptial agreement. If one of them cheats after marriage, that person will have to leave the house without anything after the divorce." Lei Cheng explained, "The market value of Zirui Electronics, which is worth more than 3 billion yuan, is the result of 20 years of hard work by both of them. As the evidence of the woman's infidelity, this video is worth 1.5 billion. We can give this as a gift to Old Ho." He continued, "I'm not the one who gave it to him. It's you, Brother Lei, so you can ask him to do you a little favor or something later. Isn't that enough?" "Brother Lei, I think you can let Hu Xilin know about your affair with Lei Yu. Make him the first person to come to your side. As a supplier, if he only recognizes you, the balance in your old man's heart will probably shake." Lei Cheng remarked, "So this is not a small favor. It's more like forcing Old Hu to join me." Wu Chen clarified, "When the commotion of Zhu Haobo's affair with Hu Xilin's wife surfaces, Lei, you will have to deal with Zhu Haobo. This will be like using Lei Yu's hand to get rid of this cuckold. Secondly, Hu Xilin also had an affair, and if evidence of Hu Xilin's infidelity is given to his wife, it is uncertain who will be leaving the house without anything." Lei Cheng questioned, "Isn't this just threatening Old Hu?" Wu Chen replied, No, it's not a threat. Brother Lei, Communication is also an art. When the same thing is said in different ways, the feelings and effects it brings are different. Lei Cheng laughed. Ha ha ha. I knew my brother had a plan, so I'll leave this matter to you. Dearie, the person at the door is Old Hu. Just let him in. Old Hu said. Since Old Lei has guests, why don't I wait for him downstairs? Lei Cheng said. No need, Old Hu. Come in, you're not an outsider. Brother Wu, let me introduce you to Old Hu. Old Hu, this is my brother, Brother Wu. Wu Chen said. Boss Hu, it's a pleasure to meet you. Wu Xilin replied. The pleasure is all mine. Lei Cheng said, don't just stand, please have a seat. Old Lei, I'm not happy with you. Haven't we had a good time with your big brother these years? Why did we suddenly start fighting against him again? I can't watch you get yourself into trouble. Old Hu, don't worry about this matter. It's none of your business. Wu Xilin insisted. What do you mean it doesn't matter? Isn't it better for us if we interfere less with the affairs between those big families? Is it okay to go around causing trouble? Lei Cheng responded. What do you mean by going around causing trouble? Menying signed a contract with Huang Kai Cosmetics. It was not easy for her to get to where she is today. Wouldn't breaking the contract mean destroying her? Wu Xilin said, You should ask Miss Tao to stay in a hospital, write a fake medical record saying that she had suffered an unavoidable injury. Since you are friends with Li Robing, we don't want to embarrass you anymore. Lei Cheng replied, Who is a friend of Li Robing? I don't know who she is, I've never met her before. Wu Xilin exclaimed, Huh? So, why are you talking to Huang Kai Cosmetics, Lao Lei? Lei Cheng clarified, Because of my brother. Li Robing is his girlfriend. Wu Xilin was shocked and said, are you Wu Chen? Wu Chen said, Yes, that's me. Wu Xilin said to himself, Darn, the whole plan of telling Old Lei to deceive Li Robing has been exposed. He stood up, slammed the table, and exclaimed, Old Lei, you deliberately tricked me, didn't you? Lei Cheng thought to himself, It's almost done. I'll start by adding more fuel to the fire, and then it will be time for Brother Wu to take the stage. Wu Xilin remarked, Mr. Wu, you must have heard me asking Lao Lei to deceive Miss Li just now. Wu Chen replied, I know Boss Hu is concerned about Brother Lei. However, Boss Hu, although you have good intentions, you don't seem to understand the situation. I can tell you clearly that the mastermind behind the car accident 10 years ago was Lei. The person responsible for the car accident has been identified. Soon, Brother Lei and I will send Lei Yu to prison. This is already in progress, but it will take some time. Wu Xilin was shocked, and Wu Chen added, Also, Boss Hu, you can take a look at the video I recorded this afternoon. Zhu Haobo is a trusted confidant of Lei Yu, and while I was investigating him, I unfortunately captured this scene. You are also aware of Zhu Haobo's character, Mr. Hu. It is only a matter of time before he convinces your wife to take your property. So the sooner Mr. Hu knows about this, the better. Wu Xilin glanced at the video. Lei Cheng said, Brother Wu is right. Those treacherous women are capable of anything. Don't make a fuss about this matter, and don't argue with your wife when you go home. First, arrange for your few women to stay abroad for a while. Wait until you get divorced, and once the property is awarded to you, then let them come back. Wu Xilin thought to himself, How did Old Lei know that I had a woman? When did the news leak? Darn it. Wu Chen said, All that's left is to verify if Lei Yu is the mastermind behind these events. However, after Brother Lei and I deal with Lei Yu, it will be Zhu Haobo's turn next. Wu Xilin slammed the table and said, Thank you for your kind reminder. Old Lei and Mr. Wu, I sincerely appreciate this discovery and for keeping me informed. Wu Chen replied, There's no need for thanks between brothers. Lei Cheng thought to himself, Sure enough, speaking is an art. Accusations that were once vague have become absolute certainties. As expected from Brother Wu, I've been enlightened. Suddenly, Lei Cheng's phone rang. He said, Brother, it's Ding Rulong. Wu Chen replied, Go on. Lei Cheng answered the phone and put it on speaker. Ding Ruilong said, Mr. Lei, are you free tomorrow afternoon to talk? Lei Cheng responded, I do have some time. Why? Is young Master Ding coming to Donghai tomorrow? Wu Chen winked at him. Ding Ruilong replied, Yes, that's correct. Mr. Lei, let's arrange a place. Lei Cheng said, Ha ha ha, there's no need anymore. You've already contacted Lei Yu. Why are you coming here to talk to me? Ding Ruilong responded, Mr. Lei, we're not enemies. I'll help you if you help me. Those events from 10 years ago are in the past. What's important are the things we can do now. Your father only has 2 sons. If one of them has an accident, the other will naturally be the sole heir, right? Lei Cheng said, I can't go into detail over the phone, so let's discuss it in person. Hu Xilin was sweating and thought to himself, is the other one going to die if he doesn't cooperate with you? Lei Cheng thought to himself, the Ding family sure is arrogant. Brother, what should I do? Wu Chen looked at him and thought to himself, follow the plan and agree with him. Lei Cheng asked, when exactly are you arriving tomorrow afternoon, Mr. Ding? 2 o'clock, Mr. Lei. You should arrange the time and location. Please keep it confidential. Suddenly, Ding Ruilong slapped the face of a girl playing with his ding and said, weren't you in the school band? What kind of technique is that? You better do a good job. If not, you will be sent to the far north to be a public servant. The girl replied, young master, I am sorry. And she continued to play with Ding Ruilong's half-inch ding. He looked outside and said, well, that's pretty good. As he glanced at a picture of Li Ruobing, he thought to himself, forget about Tao Mening's endorsement and don't count on Ruobing. Just behave and come to me performing well in Huankai. Lei Cheng said to Wu Chen, brother, tomorrow. Wu Chen assured him, don't worry, brother Lei, just act according to the plan. It's getting late, I will be taking my leave. He called for Zhuang Xiaodi and said, Xiaodi. She replied, Mr. Wu, I am here. Tao Mening added, remember what I taught you. If you have any questions, chat me up on WeChat. Lei Cheng asked, darling, what were you teaching your younger sister? Tao Mening replied, Godfather. It's a secret between us women. Come on, Miss Zhuang, I'll be cheering for you. A few hours later at Fukang Bar Street. Huh? Mr. Wu, do you still have friends waiting at the bar? Wu Chen thought to himself, I'm not meeting anyone but the previous day. Something big happened here. Suddenly, a girl shouted, someone help. A thug struck a sports car with a baseball bat and said, freak you. Get out. Tang Xinbao and the girl were cornered by thugs. The thug said, weren't you feeling arrogant a moment ago? Get out. Should I ask someone to drag your sorry self out, or are you going to be sensible and get out? As they both exited the car, the thug remarked, why were you acting cocky earlier, but now you're like someone took your spine out? Too late now, brothers, freak him up. Suddenly he was hit in the head with the bat. The girl pleaded, don't hit him, please. Please stop fighting, help. She watched helplessly as the thugs beat up her boyfriend. Wu Chen then said, hey, what's going on here? The girl exclaimed, big brother, help my boyfriend. The thug replied, mind your business, stop poking your nose in other people's matters and get lost. Wu Chen responded, oh? I don't like people swearing at me. One thug jumped toward Wu Chen with a punch, shouting, show another off, looking for a beating. Wu Chen suddenly stepped back and countered with a kick to his jaw, sending him crashing to the ground. Wu Chen looked at them seriously as the thugs were left in shock. The thug said, are you guys fooling around with him? Gang up on him and freak him up. Suddenly, a boy shouted in pain, darn it, his friend cried, ah. Another yelled, Hurgh. The third one exclaimed, ah, as Wu Chen walked away. The girl and Tang Xinbao looked at Wu Chen as he cockily glanced back at them. The leader of the thugs thought to himself, what the heck? He is so good at fighting. He is like the brother of the big boss's boss, that legendary Wu. Wu Chen smiled at him and said, do you know me? He then knelt down and said, my eldest brother, Yu Haiyang, is Uncle Zhao Guai's subordinate. That means you are the brother of my elder brother's boss. I have seen your photo, but I couldn't recognize you just now. Darn it, Wu Chen said, I didn't allow you to come here like this. You look like a mafia. Forget it, let's make a phone call, he replied. Okay, thank you, Mr. Wu. I will let my brother inform Mr. Guai and the others. Wu Chen asked the other two, how are you doing? Tang Xinbao said, I'm fine. Big brother, thank you. If it weren't for you, I don't know what might have happened to Chiki and me today. Wu Chen replied, since everything's okay, why don't you give your second uncle a call? Tang Xinbao was shocked and said, huh? Big brother, do you know me? Wu Chen explained, I have some friends in Shanghai. They told me about your remodeled GTR and your love story with Guo Chichi. You might not know this, but among the younger generation in Shanghai, you are quite famous. Tang Xinbao asked, Big brother, which family are you from? Wu Chen answered, me? My family runs a noodle restaurant in a small county town. Tang Xinbao replied, Big brother, you are so funny. Suddenly, people arrived at the scene. Zhuang Xiaodi spoke on the phone. Sister, Mr. Wu got out of the car at Bar Street to save a couple in trouble, but it seems the situation is far from settled right now. I should keep you posted? A large group of people just arrived, and they look scary. Zhao Guaizi said, Mr. Wu is mistaking me for someone else. I'm Guaizi. We met at Mr. Li's place once. Take a look at their license plates. I'll check them out. Zhuang Xiaodi reported, the license plate is Dong 774Q6. A middle-aged man is leaning on a cane, limping, and he seems to know Mr. Wu. Li Ruobing said, that's okay, it's an acquaintance. Zhuang Xiaodi exclaimed, as Wu Chen kicked Zhao Guaizi while his guard pointed a gun at him. Zhuang Xiaodi said, Mr. Wu kicked the crippled man down and now they are taking out their guns. That's a gun. Li Ruobing became serious and said, send me your location quickly. Zhao Guaizi shouted, what the freak do you think you're doing? Put it away quickly. His friend added, big brother, he dares to hit you. There's no way I'll allow it. Zhao Guaizi pleaded, Mr. Wu, these kids are not sensible yet. Let's not bother with their antics, all right? Wu Chen responded, the ones who were attacked are Tang Xinbao and Guo Qiqi, both third-generation scions of big families. Your side is guilty in this matter, so you need to behave well, or else Tai won't be able to protect you. Zhao Guaizi begged, please, Mr. Wu, help me. Suddenly, Wu Chen slapped his face. His lover shouted, big brother. Zhao Guaizi thought to himself, stop shouting. Mr. Wu and I are putting on a show. He's trying to save me. Wu Chen grabbed his greasy hair and said, do you know what went wrong? Zhao Guaizi replied, yes, I do, Mr. Wu. Wu Chen instructed, okay, get up. Tang Xinbao asked, big brother, who is that cripple? Why did you hit him? Wu Chen replied, Zhao Guaizi, the person in charge of this area. Can you still drive? How about I take you to the hospital for a checkup? Tang Xinbao said, it's not that serious, I'm still strong. Suddenly, a black-on-black Audi car arrived. Li Ruotai said, brother-in-law, what are you doing here? Wu Chen said, a Tai. After explaining the matter, Li Ruotai said to Zhao Guaizi, freak, can't you manage your people? Want me to reach out? Do you also know how to handle the situation after messing around? Zhao Guaizi replied, Ahai. Suddenly, Ahai hit the legs of his people with a bat. The person cried in pain and said, my legs. Tang Xinbao said, let's forget about it. I wasn't that hurt anyway, you don't need to keep doing this. Li Ruotai replied, if young Master Tang didn't speak up now, I would have wasted your foolish life this night. Zhao Guaizi thought to himself, my life has been saved at least. Suddenly an Audi R8 arrived, and Li Ruobing stepped out of the Audi R8. Li Ruotai said, sister, why are you here too? She walked right past him and he exclaimed, huh? Why is sister ignoring me? Li Ruobing suddenly took out her gun and shouted, freak you! You dare to shoot my man, as she pointed it at Zhao Guaizi. Wu Chen said, my beloved Miss Li? Tang Xinbao thought to himself, isn't it going too far? Are you going to kill people on the street? Li Ruotai shouted, sister, don't. Li Ruobing suddenly fired her gun beside Tang Xinbao's face, hitting only air. She said, Tai. He pulled out a gun and was preparing to kill your brother-in-law. Are you still helping him? Li Ruotai said, no, sister, you misunderstood. The thing is, Li Ruotai recounted the incident afresh. Li Ruobing dropped her gun and kissed Wu Chen passionately. She moaned and said, Wu Chen asked, my beloved Miss Li, are you just coming now? Li Ruobing replied, of course. I was going crazy. Do you know what crossed my mind when I heard that someone pulled a gun at you? Wu Chen said, what you were thinking was. Li Ruobing confessed, I was regretting it. I was regretting not having a child with you. Wu Chen said, somehow that sounds like something your brain would think. Li Ruobing instructed, Tai, take Mr. Tang to the hospital and make sure he's taken care of properly. We'll discuss any issues that arise tomorrow. Also, please take good care of Sister Zhuang tonight and don't mess around. She is your brother-in-law's woman. Li Ruotai exclaimed, that woman is really brother-in-law's woman. Wait, sis called her brother-in-law's woman? What does that mean? Why don't I understand? Tang Xinbao thought to himself. Fortunately, it was a false alarm. Guo Qiqi thought to herself. This should be the rumored Miss Li from the Lai family. So cool. Li Ruobing said, tonight, I don't want anyone to disturb us. My beloved Mr. Wu, is that okay? Wu Chen replied, anything you want. A few moments later, at Wu Chen's room, Li Ruobing said, I want it the most traditional way, and I don't want you to take safety measures. Wu Chen responded, as you wish. The next morning, Li Ruotai said, brother-in-law, we kept Mr. Tang under strict observation while he was in the hospital until he was discharged, and he wants to come see you. Wu Chen replied, don't be too eager to get discharged. Let the doctor run some more checkups. Tang Xinbao said, I'm really fine, brother. Wu Chen said, Ruobing, can you please take care of the guest? I want to answer my uncle's call. He suddenly called and said, "Hello, uncle." His uncle said, "Xiao Wu, I heard that you have other women besides my daughter." Wu Chen replied, "Uncle is very well informed. There's nothing to deny." His uncle continued, "You're not going to deny it? It seems you're not satisfied yet. How many are there? Speak up. What do you take Bing Bing for?" Wu Chen said, "A few are not important, uncle. There's no need to beat around the bush. I will take care of Tang Xinbao's issue." Li Robing's dad said, "Ha ha ha, I'm really old. I can't play with you young ones anymore." Wu Chen replied, "Uncle can say what he wants in the future. After all, we are all family." Li Robing's dad said, "Okay, I don't care about that kid from the Tang family. You can handle it as you see fit. If you need anything, talk to Atai and let him handle it." Wu Chen said, "Sure, uncle, leave it to me." Li Robing asked, "Have you finished the phone call?" Wu Chen replied, "Did you want to ask something?" Li Robing said, "Can you tell me what just happened?" "My dad, why is he just?" Wu Chen explained, "Uncle wanted to prove how much I love you by asking some questions and to put this love into practice. It's about Tang Xinbao. I have to work hard to handle it properly and not let your younger brother be implicated." Li Robing said, "You do know my father well." Wu Chen replied, "For you, I have to. Let's go inside. We still have guests to attend to," he added. Zhuang Xiaodi said, "Young Master Li, Young Master Tang, Miss Guo, please have some fruit. What kind of tea would you like to drink?" Wu Chen asked, "Xiaodi, what are you doing?" Zhuang Xiaodi explained, "I want to do something useful for you and be of help." Wu Chen questioned, "By serving tea and water?" Zhuang Xiaodi insisted, "I can cook for everyone as well." Wu Chen responded, "You really don't need to do this." Li Robing inquired, "What's going on, Sister Zhuang?" Zhuang Xiaodi replied, "No, it's okay. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with it." Li Robing said, "I used to cook too. Okay, just leave this to me and Sister Zhuang." Wu Chen teased, "My beloved Miss Li, are you sure you want to cook for yourself?" Zhuang Xiaodi said, "Sister Li, let me handle the cooking. You and Mr. Wu should go greet the guests." Li Robing huffed, When I'm ready next time, I'll definitely make a good meal for you to see." Tang Xinbao asked, "Big brother, have you finished your work?" Wu Chen responded, "What's going on?" "What's up?" Tang Xinbao eagerly said, "Big brother, can you teach me Kung Fu? I want to learn from you." Wu Chen replied, "Learn Kung Fu from me." Tang Xinbao explained, "Brother, I used to think that it was all fake whenever I watched Wolf Warrior, but after seeing you yesterday, I realized I was observing the sky from a well. Big brother, you can teach me. I will definitely study hard." Wu Chen said, Tang Xinbao added, "Also, I can pay for the tuition fee. Brother, just find some time to teach me. I'm confident in my ability to learn, and my body is strong too. Yesterday they beat me up, but the doctor said that I was okay." Wu Chen said, "So, in your current state, I want to test your skills. How much do you think you can show?" Tang Xinbao asked, How many days will it take?" Wu Chen replied, "You need to fully recover from the injury first, and we'll talk about it in a few days." Meanwhile, at Donghai Airport, Ding Ruilong said, "Robing, you finally answered my phone." Li Robing snapped, "Speak!" Ding Ruilong proposed, "What do you say to having dinner with me when I get to Donghai at a convenient time?" Li Robing retorted, "Get lost." Ding Ruilong insisted, "Don't be like this. If you don't want to see me, I will go to your company to see you." Li Robing warned, "If you dare show your face, I'll kick you out." Ding Ruilong said, "Robing, I want to apologize to you in person. You have to give me a chance, right?" Li Robing replied, "Go and die," and she ended the call. Ding Ruilong muttered, "Robing, let's see how long you're going to be this haughty." Meanwhile, in another scene, Li Ruotai said, "Sister brother-in-law, did that guy really say that he would be arriving tomorrow?" "I'll go and get ready right now. I'll take care of him tomorrow." Wu Chen cautioned, "Atai, don't do anything. I've already made plans to take care of it." Li Ruotai replied, "Oh, okay, I'll just follow your plan, brother-in-law." Wu Chen said, "I'm full, and I'll be leaving to take care of some things. Robing, Atai will be going to the office today, while Xiaodi will be at home. Young Master Tang, if you need anything, ask Xiaodi." Tang Xinbao assured him, "Big brother, since you're busy with your work, don't worry about us." Wu Chen thought to himself, Ding Ruilong, stop pretending. I know you have arrived in Donghai. Shall we begin our game now?" Wu Chen took out his phone and called. The man on the other end said, "Hello? Mr. Wu?" Wu Chen asked, "What car did Ding Ruilong's people use yesterday? It hasn't been returned yet. Please send the license plate number to my phone." In the computer room, the guy said, although Master Ding did not directly come to me, when it comes to his need for a car, there are only these people that he can use. A few moments later, he reported, Mr. Wu, the car has been found. The information has been sent to your WeChat account. Wu Chen praised, well done. Wu Chen called Wu Yurong and said, Sister Rong, I just sent you a message on WeChat. Wu Yurong teased, did you miss me? Bad guy. Come directly to my house, I want it. Why would you want to send it through WeChat? Wu Chen explained, something came up. Sister Rong, find someone to check and track down the car I sent to you. Tell me their final destination. Please do it quickly and also be discreet. Wu Yurong replied, oh, okay, I'll get back to you. 10 minutes later, Wu Yurong said, I found it. They stopped at Kang'an North Road. You need to see me after you're done with your work, okay? Wu Chen agreed, no problem. He opened his Infinity laptop and remarked, the only hotel in the Kang'an North Road area that can barely meet Ding Rulong's requirements is the Hesho Hotel. Sure enough, he's in room 616. So let's go give him a little gift first. In room 616, Ding Rulong said, what is happening? Why is there a power outage in a 5-star hotel? A lady taking a shower replied, young master, the water has also stopped. The manager suddenly entered the room and said, sir, we just received a notice from the district management. Apparently, an issue occurred, and they need some time to fix it. Please bear with us for a while. Ding Rulong thought to himself, there's a little over an hour left until the meeting with Lei Cheng. I might as well leave now. He then asked, will the repairs be done before dinner? The manager responded, it should be completed by then. This kind of maintenance takes 2 to 3 hours, sir. Ding Rulong replied, okay. Outside, the streets were congested with traffic. Wu Chen said, Ding Rulong's fleet came out in full force. It's my turn now. Wu Chen suited up and said, so let's see, where is that thing? He opened the closet and checked the sofa. Under the sofa, he exclaimed, found it. Ding Rulong only had a few passwords that he switched over and over again. He opened the briefcase and powered up the Infinity laptop. He thought to himself, although I have read the contents here countless times, I can't say that I can memorize them all completely. Therefore, it's better to just copy them. Also, my advice is to not use this gun when the time comes. But whether you can control yourself is another matter, isn't it, Ding Rulong? He played with Ding Rulong's gun and said to himself, all the data has been copied completely. Also, traces of infiltration have been erased. Wu Chen stepped outside and said, Ding Rulong, I am already looking forward to the moment when I'll meet you. I believe it will be very interesting. A few hours later, at Wu Yurong's house, he said, Sister Rong, I have something for you. Suddenly, Wu Yurong grabbed Wu Chen and said, bad guy, now I don't want anything as long as I have you. Wu Chen replied, you want to do it at the entrance? Sister Rong, let's go to bed. Wu Yurong pressed her ample bosom against Wu Chen and played with his chest. She said, you owe me a night. How many days has it been? I can't wait any longer. A few moments later, all of their clothes were on the floor. Wu Yurong, sweating as she lay on the bed, asked, when you walked in, you said you had something for me. What was it? Wu Chen replied, didn't I just hand it all over to you? Wu Yurong teased, naughty guy. Be honest. Wu Chen said, you know all about it by looking at this. Keep it well for now. Sister Rong, I'll be leaving first. Also, within the next 2 hours, don't call me. There's something I want to do, and I don't want to be disturbed. Wu Yurong said, don't worry, go ahead and do your thing. The splendid work you did a moment ago is enough to last for 2 hours or even longer. A few moments later, in Wu Chen's Ferrari, Li Ruobing's father said, Xiao Wu, has something urgent happened? Wu Chen replied, Uncle, I just sent a document to your email. Please take a look at it. Li Ruobing's father was shocked and said, where did you get this? Xiao Wu, all these photos and videos too. Wu Chen explained, Ding Rulong came to Donghai today, and I copied it from his computer. Li Ruobing's father, in shock, forgot how to hold his phone and dropped it. He muttered to himself, is it now easy to just copy this kind of information? Has Wu Chen killed Ding Rulong already? He then said, Wu Chen, what did you do to him? Didn't we agree that he couldn't die in Donghai? Wu Chen replied, what are you talking about, uncle? He's very much alive. Li Ruobing's father said, okay, as long as you remember, he can't die in Donghai. You can do anything else you want. Wu Chen assured him, Uncle, don't worry, I've made all the necessary preparations. By the way, don't let a Tai know about Ding Rulong's trip to Donghai today. Li Ruobing's and Li Ruotai's father said, "Okay, then I'll hang up." "Xiao Wu, you must be busy." Wu Chen said, "Next, it's time to go see how things play out with brother Lei and Ding Rui Long." Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.